Hello everybody, yes, we are back again, and I see already some people popping up in the chat room. Hello Gerd, Johan, I see Hannes, yes, welcome everybody. And today we had a release, and of course because of that I had a very busy, extremely busy day. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it to a full hour, and I have also a very lazy solution. Because we had last month, we had the Bit 2 month, and we had quite some promotion about it. And there also was a special on a special reseller, and he created also the video, and I put the video link below it so you can check it out yourself. And it has a little bit of an annoying lead sound in the start, which is maybe played 1 octave too high, but later on in this video it becomes very interesting. So but before we go to this video, first, of course, we released today Uni Magic. Here you can see on the main homepage. If you go here up, you can see it, Uni Magic. This is the plugin, and this one is essentially doing two things. You have a very cool FX, which is nice for instruments, but especially on vocals. And let me show you, for instance, on this one, you hear a vocal harmony of and then together with Uni Magic. What it does is makes that the whole sound gets wider and fuller.
Somehow, 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 somehow.
Yeah, it's a very subtle difference, but you hear that it expands, or on an E piano, for instance. It's a bit chorus-alike. Yeah, and we had, of course, some weeks ago.
I'm walking through the neon street.
Okay, don't walk back. We had, of course, a few weeks ago that I used the the artificial voiceover, the AI voice, where you can text the voice and then it speaks for you the voice. And I used that one for this tutorial. So Uni Magic, it's just one dial. You have also the ribbon controller, so you can do some little tricks with it. So if it's too loud, let me know. But here's one part with the ribbon controller.
So bright, so I can catch a glimpse of your eye.
Of course, I'm gonna not explain how it works because in the background a lot of is going on. But essentially, on vocals, it's very nice. If you have a single voice, it multiplies the sound in a very nice way and makes it wider. So let me give you one last example. The best thing you can do is simply put it on a vocal or an instrument.
Oh, love like a melody. Obsession's fire, burning free.
And now,
oh, love like a melody. Obsession's fire, burning free. Oh, love like a melody. Obsession's fire, burning free. Oh, love like a melody. Obsession's fire, burning free.
So it's high quality and it has only 50 presets, but they are all great. And at the very end, I had used also this this AI voice. And Uni Magic, yes, Uni Magic it is. It's the last example on this page, which is this one.
Yes, you might think, what type of FX is this? But we simply say, don't worry about that, and just use it on your vocal or instrument track. Flick through the various presets and find out that plugins don't have to be full of features and functions to give you a great FX sound to use in your tracks. Enjoy Uni Magic.
Of course, we don't tell what we use in the background to generate the sound, but it's essentially for on your vocal or instrument. Well, I'm not sure if it's going to work on drums. I didn't try it out on drums. And we have a great response to it because it's simply to use and very effective. So it has this ribbon controller down here. I have it not yet on my voice. Maybe I should put it on my voice. 1 second. Put that one down. One F3. Oh, I need to open the mixer. Why doesn't it open? Insert. Okay, let's see if we can. Here is Uni Magic. But that's not on the good one, I think. Is this on a good one? Let me see. I come to Uni Magic. I don't hear anything. Oh, I don't know why. Oh, here it is. So it's bypassed. So it really increases the voice. Multiply. Let me see. Let me take one. Multiply sound. It's making it more wider. It sounds a little bit maybe sometimes as a delay, but it's not a delay. It's a little bit different. Our basic chorus, magic room. This is the magic room. Okay. And here you can change a little bit the sound of it. Okay, so yeah, so it's a nice FX. How did you get those AI voice? Yeah, well, that's the that's one which I mentioned, I think two live streams back. A good one, Get, or maybe I should set the link for you. Okay, Hannes used it on a synth sound. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we could maybe try it out, or this is bit. Well, this is another one. Kind of drama strings. So essentially this one already has chorus, but we don't know what happens if we put Uni Magic on that one as well. So let me give that a try. Okay, it's in the VST3, it's in the modulation section. Yeah, multiplies. Yeah, that's what it does. Chorus on chorus. Rounder. Yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, so you also can use it on the synth. So yeah, it's there's a lot in the background that's going on, but I think especially at least it's for don't think that drums will use, but you never know how people will use it. Some hardware controller to emulate the ribbon controller. Yeah, well, it's on the. Here you see on the EMU, on the complete control in the upper left corner, you can see it has a ribbon controller, which is below the modulation wheel and the pitch wheel, which is a little bit unhandy because you can touch it by accident. And that's what I dislike about the position where it is. But of course, then you need to adapt. But okay, today released the new plugin Uni Magic, which is a free plugin for if you own the Explorer 9, so you can download again the Explorer 9 and run it on your system. What we also did is if you, for instance, install Explorer 9 on a new system, we have now a online activation option. So activation still can be done as before, but then if you did register your product, you also see a online activation code, which you can copy and paste in your plugin to activate, which is a bit less work than the other offline activation. Of course, the offline activation will remain in case the online version has a problem. For instance, with your internet connection, you always can have it offline. Okay. Yes, I'm checking the chat room. Yeah, what I wanted to do, because of the bit thing we had in some time ago, it's now June. In May we had that, and one person made a very nice video. The only thing about this video is in the beginning he uses a very high-pitched trumpet synthesizer sound, and which was, to my impression, a bit too high in octave. But later on, once he went on with using bit 2, it becomes very interesting. What I found interesting is how all things sounds nicely together, a very open sound, and I also like the drum snare he picked from one of the preset banks. So all of the sounds he uses are essentially are from bit 2. So this makes me today a little bit more lazy because I'm going to show this now for you so you can watch it. But I also have the video link in the description box. So watch what he is doing with a bit 2.
And hear what it starts as. So just a tuned little bongo. So let's hear that in context. Okay. And then I'm going to turn down some of the other things here just to... Okay, so here's that bongo, a little better to hear.
Yeah, and now the high...
Let's turn that reverb on. So you can really hear it in there. Turn that mix knob up. Turn it down a little too much reverb. Okay. And then let's go ahead and try this delay. That I absolutely love. It's got a nice sync setting there, so you can change it on your own speed or sync it with your project. And yeah, sounds great. Sounds great. It's got a nice stereo image there. And we'll turn off the reverb here just to hear the delay. So nice little pace there. Let's just turn some of that reverb down. Okay, so one more other style of preset to share is sort of this lead sound, just to show off another one of the presets and just kind of some of the more energetic ones that you can start injecting into your song, put some energy into it. So let's hear this one. You know, if we want a little more energetic, maybe make it a little choppier. Or if we like that kind of more fading off. Nice. Okay, great. So that was a little selection of the presets here just to give you a little variety between the percussion and the more melodic ones. The next and last thing that I want to really show off, because it was my favorite thing, were the arpeggiator settings. So let's take a look at what we're working with. So this down here, this whole section is the arpeggiator. And I'm going to start with just kind of the basic stuff here and show you how that little magic feature that I talked about at the beginning. So to start us off, just going to play a single note here and mess with the arpeggiator settings, talk through it. Okay. Just gonna turn that bass down. Okay, here we go. So we've got this. You can adjust the loop start mode here. And it just leads to this really cool like build sensation. Got the delay on there, really plays well with it. And then the next thing here is this magic setting. So this will musically kind of alternate these settings. So if we open this back up, every pass through here, you can see it's alternating those, trying to inject a little bit of variety into your arpeggiator settings automatically, just using those magic steps. So now let's play around with these together. Up that loop start again. You can do the same thing with the loop end. And what that's doing, as you can see, as I adjust that loop start and loop end, it's cutting out the steps that we're starting or ending from, and just adds a nice little other way to kind of play with it and just get a different feel out of it. So I really have enjoyed playing around with those loop mode settings and just kind of playing around with the magic step pretty randomly. You can change what's changing about it. I just did the step mode here. I've really enjoyed that one, but you can play with some of the other settings here to do those automatically as well. So that is the overview here of BIT Back in Time 2. Again, we ended off with my favorite.
Okay, guys, that was this video, and that's, yeah, I was lazy today, as you can see, I'm a bit lazy. Why not let somebody else show how it's cool to work with Bit 2? So yeah, he also showed the magic mode down here, and what I liked about this video, and the link is again in the description where you can find this video. And give it also a thumbs up. Maybe you can comment in the video of this guy that you like the video. And yeah, what I like is that the combination of all the bit 2 sounds together sound very well, very open in sound, and the snare almost sound like a real snare. I think it's one of the drum percussion sounds. I think one of the. So I also use the snare. Where are the kicks? Maybe it was this one. I think it was this one. Yeah. Well, could be. And yeah, that's very cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Bit 2. Big fan of Predator 3, Blue 3. All have their own powerful, their powerful points, their powerful things. Subboom Bass 2, and then yeah, they are great in their own way, and that makes that you can do different things with a Blue 3 compared to, for instance, because if I take here, okay, let's see. Here you do different things with, because you have also a range of samples, FM synthesis. If I take here a default, okay, then I could pick, for instance, from the sample range, flute, which it's a very different sound. And that the cool thing is about, yeah, you can combine that with totally different other things. A flute combined with whatever, or making the flute very different in sound, making it, well, okay, let's give it a try. Why don't we send it into a vocal filter? So in the oscillator 1, we have the flute, destination, filter 1. Oh, that's strange. So you got a totally different sound, and we could combine that with real strings, which are in the big stack strings. Somebody's asking, does Blue 3 substitute Blue 2? No, well, Blue 3 has some more samples on board. Wave sequencing expanded. You can load in your own samples. And of course, we have a range of new samples on board. By the way, this is a nice sound. I should shave this one. Go to the FX. Take the... So. Yeah, you got some interesting different sounds. And what would be if we stack on top of that also the Solena strings? Aha! I'll go that one to the FX1. Also to the FX1 then. Yeah, I should save this one. I need to work it out. Save preset as. There's a mellow flute. Two strings. Or something like that. I need to work it out. Because today, the idea was that I went again into Punch. Because that's the title of the live stream of today. Punch-2 and more. Session 3 for Punch-2. I hope you could download the last thing we did with Punch-2, which was last week with the chopped drums, which was essentially, which I put in the default bank, which was the Slice Damaniac 1, 2, and 3. Let's play them again. Let's see how that... And the tempo was 117. Let me see if I have the tempo on 117. Okay, let's put it on 117. There it is. And then we had number 2. And number 3. Which used the comp filter, I think, yeah, in the slice. So I picked here combined slices, and then all of these slices, which are divided over the 8 pads here, use the comp filter. So these are the 3 presets, so if you miss them, you can still download it. I put also the link in this description, in this info section from this live stream of today. And also how to add them. Rob is gonna knock you out with a Punch-2. Definitely. Oh, yeah, so Punch-2, we had the manager. So, okay, let's go back to Punch-2. We have the different banks. In the bank manager, you can see you have different banks where the introduction bank is a collection, which is also used for the demo version. We have also a new trap bank with some trap. Trap is a very low tempo, so it's more... See, the tempo is 70 beats per minute. This one is pretty compressed EQ. So there are many types of styles on board. Drums and percussion essentially is with having the with tabla. And the sequences are essentially also great for audition to hear the sounds which are inside of it. But you also can record them, of course, which is essentially a note on, note off. In the diverse, you see all the modeling claps, modeling snares. All small gong. Or the snare collection. So there's much more to come. We will be working on that. Essentially, also the sound effects are very weird and I think I put the volume a bit down. Yeah, see, I think it's so soft. So much inside of it, or hip hop, R&B, or and you see also here here it is. If you see here, sample, which is essentially one of the many presets. So if you here take sample as type, you have a lot of presets which are using the built-in samples. This one uses a built-in frame drum. Some people ask me, they purchased the older Orbit 3 EMU rack module or the TechnoSynth Construction Yard ROM or Beat Garden ROM, but all the type of sounds are in Punch-2. So if you are into these original EMU sound sets, which I created for EMU, you find a lot of them and even more inside Punch-2. So, okay. So let me see what the chat room has to say. Rob, can you show you how to beat machine a slower beats per minute kit in the faster? Not, Johan, I'm not very clear if I understand you. Show how to beat matching a slower beat. No, I'm not sure if I understand you. Is that with Punch-2? What we do in Punch-2 is, because of these sequences, for instance, dance, you see 110 beats per minute or the number 120. This is a conga. And you see then you need to play it on 120 to have it a little bit more in the slice of A. This is the original sample. And then you can mute it. That's, by the way, always nice to mute a few things. or use it original. And you see I made now coloring, and that's the color section here where you can select color globally or per preset. And in this case I use global, and I use the color yellow for the slice. Here you see it activated. Beat making. Okay, I'm checking the chat room, but not sure if I can follow it 100%. Okay. Looking at the questions in the chat room. Yeah, yeah, 117 to 120. I mean, if this is 120, you still can, this is using a slice, but you still can go lower until you hear some artifacts because of the slices. Go down. You hear a little bit artifacts. Snare faster. But of course, with the slice, you are a little bit more limited in terms of having. So this one is basically on 120 beats per minute. Yeah, Taxonic Audio, good question about the custom MIDI note assignment. Well, there's one thing about that fact you need to keep in mind is that we have essentially already 5 octaves full. Let me see if I can find a preset. So if you see my keyboard in the upper corner, so let me see if I can make it maybe a little bit bigger. Here's the keyboard. To explain this, because it depends on what you want to do. Because what we did, if you look at the layout, we have first pad until, so that's from C1 until B2. And then on C3, you can see it here in the pattern, it starts playing the sequences. Break 1, groove 2, break 2. So, and then you got the break 4, and then you have the audition, which is what you select here. And then A is loop for the slice, but that one doesn't have currently a slice. So the loop play is not playing. And if you go then above this A, this is the A3, yes, then you have the first pad tuned. Because look what happens if I play. Here the pad 1 is lighting up. So that's 5 octaves is already full with the whole punch. And the idea to have a different keyboard setup, I think we should do then this as a thing for on the back panel where you can select it here and make an extra menu, but there is not much demand for it, so it will be a feature for Punch-2 in the very, very future. Because, yeah, one reason is it's already full, so where do you want to change it? There's no free spots anymore. Yeah, that's possible. Can you add it? That's a good question. Of course, if you sample stereo a tom, most likely if it's from a drum kit, it's already a little bit panned. But let's take an example for this about samples. And see if I have here, this is a quinto, so this is a mono sample. And you see here that one is still doing weird things here. It's responding to MIDI note. That's funny. But this is a sample, and you have sample A, B, and C. You can stack them, do a velocity split, which is up here. But it's about the panning. So if it's a stereo sample, you simply can still pan it here to the left or the right. So that's inside this section here. This fully part here until included this one with the distortion, it's a setting. So if I go here to, okay, I'm not sure if I'm playing the right one. Yeah, F. Here's a little note symbol. I'll take another one. This is a stereo bass drum sample. I can pan it to the left or to the right, or use even distortion on it. I prefer the kits to build up from the bottom pads up than from the top down. Not sure what you mean by that, because yeah, if C1 until B2, it's from the bottom to the top. But maybe it has a different octave setting. Maybe the Akai is on this range of the keyboard from C3 or whatever. So I'm not sure if I understand that fully. There is a multi-output option, of course, also. Yeah. Top down. Yeah, if you take this as top, you can go down. But maybe your Akai keyboard is maybe on a different setting. Maybe it's basically a one octave higher. And then, of course, you are into the triggering pads. So, but definitely we keep it in mind. But in general, yeah, it's already full. Plugins are built kick on node number 36. You mean more general MIDI? It's more node 36. I'm not sure which one it is. 36. I think it's, well, could be this one, the C3. Not sure about it. I need to record it to see it. Okay, let's see. Open MIDI list editor. That's node 62. C3 is node. Oh, it doesn't show the number. Yeah. I need to look it up. I'm not sure about that. But definitely we look into this, but we cannot add it to the current version of Punch-2. Okay, guys. Let me see if... So in Punch, another thing which is maybe nice to mention, that the master page, you have all the sliders for all the sounds. You can even solo them here, mute. It's a nice snare. If you look on Punch-2, the top left pad is C1, yes. Oh, that you mean that this one would be pad 1. Yeah. So that's lower. That's what you mean. So this should be pad 1 and then pad. Yeah, that would be very unlogical for me, but that's maybe then I'm used to the Punch-2 and Punch layout from the past. Maybe it's on other machines that you have down here, pad 1, that they go in a different order. So, but we keep it in mind. But that definitely will be not a update for Punch-2 as it is now. Okay. Well, as mentioned, today we had Uni Magic as new plugin release for the ones who are maybe joining in a little bit later. You can check it out on the homepage. We have some audio examples. There's a video which you can watch, and it's a very cool plugin if you use that one on the on vocals. Okay, so I'm gonna shut down earlier today because we had a new release. It's still busy on the email, and I had a long day. We catch up next week again with another live stream. Most likely that one will be another hour. And yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for the next live stream. Maybe I'll grab one of my old synthesizers. Maybe also a nice idea to have the old synthesizers in and do a little different session next week. Will be anyhow the last one ahead of my annual leave. So next Thursday will be the last live stream before I do some lazy things, which is logic on a holiday. Anyhow, thanks for watching and give it a thumbs up, and